Hans, I hate my job.
Yeah, Brian, I really don't want to be here.
Are we on air?
Wait, Quarter, are we on?
Yeah.
We should probably get over there.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Amateur Depression Hour.
I'm Anchor Brian O'Connor. This is my associate, Hans.
Good afternoon.
Today, we have a lot of interesting topics to cover. How are you feeling, Hans?
Pretty depressed, actually. How about you, Brian?
Same.
That's cool. This Great Depression, it's really getting to me, man.
Yeah. Sorry about that equipment failure. We have very bad equipment here because we're poor.
My bad.
First off, on this fantastic day, we have the election of Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Our president won the election with 472 to 59 electoral votes, sweeping Herbert Hoover out of the Oval Office.
FDR won his election because of his campaigning of the idea of a New Deal.
This idea is a series of domestic programs to help our beloved country out of this economic depression.
This revolves around Roosevelt's 3 R's: recovery, relief, and reform.
One of the first major acts of this New Deal is the Underemployment Relief Act.
This gave the president the power to regulate banking transactions, foreign exchange, and he had the power to reopen solvent banks.
This led to the creation of a civilian conservation corps.
This provided employment for 3 million uninformed men and the conservation of human and natural resources.
Another of these great acts is the Federal Emergency Relief Act.
This one granted $3 billion to states for direct dole payments or for wages on work projects. Step it up, Quarter.
He's new.
Anyways, another act that is part of the New Deal is the Home Owners Loan Corporation.
This bailed out mortgage holding banks to refinance about 1 million households.
The
Wow.
Civil Works Administration was a branch of the Federal Emergency Relief Administration.
This administration was formed to provide temporary jobs during the winter time emergency.
Now, here's Bob with the sports.
Oh, that's right. We need to fire Bob. I miss Bob.
Anyways, our First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt is increasing the role of women in politics.
Following her example, many women have taken roles in social sciences such as anthropology.
Mrs. Perkins is now the first woman in the presidential cabinet and has been overseeing the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge.
While Mrs. Buck is a successful novelist with the book The Good Earth, which has earned her the Nobel Peace Prize for literature.
Enough about women. The Public Works Administration has recently created intending for the industrial recovery and for unemployment relief.
One of their most spectacular achievements was the Grand Coulee Dam.
Now to Brian, live stream at the dam.
That's me.
Now to Brian, live stream at the dam.
Located in central Washington state, Grand Coulee was one of the most ambitious projects of the New Deal's Public Works Administration. It is the largest concrete structure in the United States an essential facility in the Columbia Basin Project, which generates electricity for the Pacific Northwest and provides irrigation for 500,000 acres of Columbia Valley farmland, services that have transformed the life of the region.
Rough trip, Ryan?
Yeah, long walk.
That dam's pretty far away. Anyways, now I think it's a good time for a commercial break. Here's a word from our one and only sponsor.
Have you ever found yourself sitting at home with nothing to do, just waiting for that perfect toy to play with? Well, wait no longer. Introducing the Dust Bowl, the only toy sold in the United States that does absolutely nothing. The Dust Bowl is the first of its kind in the toy industry. It's a bowl filled with dust that does nothing. Buyers today. The Dust Bowl is just 12 easy payments of $9.99. Visit dustbowl.com or call 1-800-BOWL for more information.
Well, there's been a few positive aspects of the New Deal.
For example, they repealed the Prohibition Amendment. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that is very good. FDR has legalized light wine and beer with an alcohol content not exceeding 3.2% by weight.
Now with a 5% payment on every barrel manufactured, federal revenue is rising.
Unfortunately, those farmers, things are not looking good.
You got that right. Those farmers are suffering from low prices and overproduction.
With the Agricultural Adjustment Administration, or AAA, FDR has attempted to help farmers.
The AAA is helping to relieve the depression by paying farmers to not farm.
Getting paid for not doing nothing? It's a deal. Like the New Deal.
It's kind of not fair. I mean, the Supreme Court is saying that the same thing because they just declared the AAA unconstitutional.
Luckily, Congress has quickly responded by passing the Soil Conservation and Domestic Allotment Act.
This is paying farmers to plant soil-preserving crops such as soybeans.
Now we go to hands with the weather.
Thank you, Brian. Well, there's a majority of dark clouds from the Great Depression in the east and in the far west, but however, there's a major drought and very harsh winds in the Great Plains causing what they call a dust bowl. This has devastated farmers and causing tens of thousands to refuge to California. Back to you guys. And we're back.
So Hans, the Tennessee Valley Authority was just created to nationalize energy, dams, and flood control to produce hydroelectric power.
You know, I heard that this has already employed 2.5 million people. It has helped irrigation and it has helped to restore soil.
Another positive aspect of the New Deal policies is FDR's pro-labor union point of view.
The Congress of Industrial Organization, or CIO, has claimed 4 million members, including 200,000 blacks.
This just in, from a non-existent field reporter. FDR has swept Landon in the election of 1936, again campaigning his idea of the New Deal.
He swept the election 523 electoral votes to 8.
It's a destruction.
That's pretty good.
However, FDR has started to become fed up with the Supreme Court.
Can't really blame him. Roosevelt's administration has already been shut down by the Supreme Court 7 times, and all of the members of the Supreme Court have extremely conservative ideas.
Roosevelt has asked Congress to add a new judge for every judge older than 70 who hasn't retired, with a maximum membership of up to 15.
This idea of court packing has really upset the public.
Well, here's another message from our one and only sponsor.
One bowl, a lot of dust. Together, they create something incredible. Nothing. The Dust Bowl is just 12 easy payments of $9.99. Visit dustbowl.com or call 1-800-BOWL for more information.
This just in, a depression within our depression has occurred, with unemployment rising to 10 million unemployed.
Roosevelt's recession has persuaded FDR to change his policies from his New Deal to, guess what? Yet another New Deal. Wow.
FDR's second New Deal plans to stimulate the economy by planned deficit spending.
Anti-New Dealers are becoming more popular with the public, calling our government a spendocracy.
Foes of the second New Deal have pointed out that our national debt has doubled from 1932 to 1939, from about $20 billion in debt to $40 billion in debt.
Well, it seems like the New Deal really has not helped our country get out of this great depression.
Well, I mean, FDR did try his best. He passed over 100 acts.
I have this weird feeling that only Hitler over Germany will help us out of this depression.
Well, I did not see that coming.
Well, thank you for joining us on Amateur Depression Hour. We will see you next week when we discuss